first thing that I'm going to go over will be the character blueprint class, which is called Charmaine in my instance. The first thing that I added was, this was already here, the movement, and the detect movement was already here. The change animation I've slightly changed, where I've added the death check here is dead, so that if it's dead then it won't change the flip book, it'll just stay in the dead state. I added a springboard mechanic that I'll explain later, and an Onkel Henry's mechanic that I'll also explain later. I've done the ladders slightly different from the way the lectures taught us to do ladders, because I just couldn't get it working for some reason. I couldn't find the time to ask for help. Basically, the way I've done it is it'll check the condition of the can climb, which is just set by coming into contact with, if I go on to my level 1, coming into contact with this collision box here, which is called ladder, and this just is got an on component begin overlap and end overlap with the character class, which sets can climb there. And then once that's checked, if it's true, so if you are colliding with Fox, then set movement to fly in, set the character movement to fly in, sorry, and then add a movement input of 1 in the Z axis, which means that's how they move up and down, and then disable ladders, which is then caused by the on component end overlap, which is just a custom event I made, so the two blueprints can communicate with each other using the cast. I've also done the respawn function, which works in time with the death. So the way the death works in my game completely is using just one blueprint called the death box, which if I go into my blueprints and get it up here, it's just a box added to a actor blueprint, and this just means that I can add this as a child actor to any other blueprint that I want to be able to kill the character with. And that just makes it so I don't have to rewrite the same code over and over again for killing the character. I can just write this line here and then it's done. Like, you can only die the exact same way with the exact same actor, but obviously it's a child actor. Prints the string off dead, which is really just a debugging tool. You wouldn't really put that in the final version of the game. It sets it is dead so that every other function knows what not to do when you are dead, like for example changing the split book, and then it changes the split book to a dead animation. After it's set the flip book, it creates the respawn menu widget, which is just here. Let me just get it up in the UI and the respawn menu. So it just says you lost, press R to respawn, and in the graph it's got nothing. It's just brings up the widget, and then says it's a variable and adds it to the viewport, so that all works the same way as all the other menus. I'll go over the score system. The score system works using the game HUD, which is just 2 text boxes. It's got score and it's got another text box here with a function on it, which is I'll go to in here. It gets text from it, so it's got its own variable here called HUD score, and it does a 2 text function which just turns the integer into a string and then returns the node into the text box here, and that does that constantly every time it's updated. And the place it is actually updated is here. So I've also got blueprints here for the silver coin. I'll just go over the silver coin. The gold coin works the exact same way. So here on the silver coin, on the event begin overlap, it casts the Charmaine class and then runs the custom event silver coin, and then destroys the actor. So basically what this says is once the character overlaps with the coin, then run the silver coin method from the character class and then destroy the actor, so it just destroys the coin, so it can't be done over and over and over again, like, because that wouldn't make any sense. So in Charmaine, once the silver coin's ran, it sets the score to the score add 2, and then it casts that to the back to the HUD, and then to the HUD score. So basically, it just sets that variable for this. So that's basically just that variable changed into a string for the in-game HUD here. So I've got 3 of these already set default options here, and in the blueprint for that, what I've done is on selection changed, it creates a new string, so it adds 2 strings together. On the second half of the string that it creates is going to be one of these options, but the first option is going to be r.setRes, which is a console command for Unreal Engine for setting the resolution. And the format that you put the resolution in is just this format here. So whatever the user selects, then it appends that string together with r.setRes on the other end, and then it returns that value as a command and then executes it. So it's like a really simplistic way of setting the screen resolution. It's not perfect because I could have done something else where it gets all of the available screen resolutions, because obviously all screens aren't going to be able to support 1440p, which is the third option. But I thought it was a easier way of doing it. Again, with the full screen checkbox, if the checkbox is checked, then run the every time the checkbox is changed, then run the full screen command, because once the full screen command's ran when you're not in full screen, then it will put you into full screen, and then if it's ran again while you're in full screen, it will take you out. So it's just one simple connection there. And then the rest of all the options on the list are just set visibility, really. Finally, I'm just going to show you a quick preview of the game, which is this way it looks like in the menu. I can quit, and that takes me out of the game. I won't do that now, but I show you it does work. In the settings tab, I can change between the different resolutions, which you can see working here. Full screen works on and off. Audio, I didn't get a chance to add audio, but if I had more time, I would have added audio to the game. When you click play, it takes you to a back or levels menu. There used to be a continue menu of I probably should take this menu out of the game because it makes no sense. Levels. We only have 1 level in the game at the moment. If I had more time, we would have created more, but that's just the button. So you click the button, loads the level. The character is currently in an idle state of animation. When I move, it goes to a running state. When I jump, I don't think I've got a jumping state. Here's one of the coins. When I go over it, it disappears, so it's destroying the actor. And then if you look at the top corner, it's a gold coin, which should give me 5 points. Silver coins should give me 2 points. I've used a matinee for that spinner down there that's also got a death box attached to it, which I'll show you now. So if I collide with it, it says you lost, press R to respawn, press R to respawn, and it reloads the level for me. Also, if I fall down here and jump on this springboard, which I was previously explaining before, which gives me a upwards velocity of 1,000, I'm pretty sure it was. So when I land on top of there, it gives me upwards velocity of 1,000, and then I can just quickly get out of that hole. Here there's a spinner shot out there that's also got a death box that also works. Here's some ladders that I explained at the start of the video, and that just allows me to go up and down, and there's no bugs with that. There's a silver coin that's just given me 2 points, and another 4 points, and another 5 points. There's the exit door, and finally here's the spider at the end of the level, which if it hits me it will kill me, which I'm not going to show because I have to run all the way back here, but if I land on its head, it should give me an upwards velocity of, I can't remember what it was, but there we go. Hit the key, tells me I've won, and go back to the main menu. I'll quit, I'm going to quit, and that's my game. Hope you enjoyed. Thanks for listening.